Hi, everyone. Welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine. If you're new, please say hello. We might have some new people. Oh, hold on. I have to turn myself off. I just started talking over here. I didn't realize I had my channel up on my. All of a sudden, I'm hearing myself. If you're new, please say hello. We might have some new people after the verdict was in on the Lori Vallow Daybell murder trial. I was in the courtroom, so we will talk all about that as well as just the whole thing. I mean, it was really an experience. And as people come in, please say hello. Um, they were found guilty. They were found guilty. She was found guilty. Chad Daybell still has to go to trial. Welcome. Hi, bonjour to you as well. Thank you. Hey, Lori Day, long time no see. Lori was with me. We were together the whole week at the trial. So it was really nice to have one of my mods with me for sure. And of course, Idaho Mom Reports was there the whole time as well because she's been there from the beginning. Hi, Carrie. So if you're new, my name's Kathy. I am a registered nurse by day and a true crime podcaster, YouTuber by weekends, nights, whenever. I started following the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell case in January 2020. In fact, my very first video of it was January 20th, 2020. And I just randomly thought, I want to make a video. I follow true crime. Let me make one. And I made the first one, and it turned into this 3 years, hundreds of videos, and a podcast. My podcast is called Afterglow, Unveiling the Idaho Cult. And it is all about this case. And go read the reviews on it. There's a couple of yucky reviews, but I do have trolls that troll me. So we'll just ignore those. And then, but the reviews are really good on it. It needs to get out more, to be honest, because it goes down every rabbit hole. And I work really hard on it. And it's not monetized. Sorry, all of a sudden, what is going on? I've been talking too much this week. I was on East Idaho News. I see your comment about that. Yeah, we talked to Nate. And Lori and I both stopped and talked to Nate. Holly did too. I saw after we were already on our way out, Holly was still at the courthouse. And then I saw he talked to us. And then a little bit later, he pulled her and talked to her as well. Let's see. I'm looking at your comments. So if you are watching the replay, welcome. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And also, the thumbs up really helps with YouTube. I got a big survey on YouTube today. It was like a 20-minute survey I had to fill out about creators and what works for us and what doesn't, and if we like their process, so I think one of the biggest things is other people sharing your videos really helps a lot too. So if it's something in here that you think is interesting to others, please share. Did she make eye contact with me? No, I don't think I made any eye contact with her. Maybe a glance. The first day I was in the courtroom was, Tuesday. I flew in Sunday night. I worked Monday. I sat on the other side by the jury. That was really interesting to look at the jury. It was an interesting group of people. They were very serious the whole time. I didn't see any expression out of them. I was happy for them that they finally got to be done with this nonsense. Justice was served, but nonsense. Lori is nonsense, when you think about her. And I think she thought she was going to get acquitted. So that was Tuesday. Then Wednesday, they rested on Tuesday. No, that was Tuesday. I don't know. I'm lost again. I went Monday. Somebody remind me. But anyway, so then there was a Wednesday. There was no court. That's what it was. I was gonna be in the courtroom on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, why was I there without you, Lori? What day was that? Why did I feel like I was in the court without you one day? My brain's already gone. Don't call me as a witness. The one young girl in the back row was the one who I thought gave herself away a little bit. The rest were solid. Yeah. I think Lori thought Angel Moroni, am I saying it right now? Was gonna come save her. Something was gonna come. Jesus she thinks she hung out with Jesus before, so maybe he was going to show up, but apparently, womp womp Lori. So, hey, Francie. So yeah, the jury was interesting to look at. And then that Wednesday, there was Tuesday, they rested. Wednesday, they got together to do, was it? I'm a day off, I think. Oh, you were in overflow the first day. That's right. I'm like, she was there. Why wasn't she with us in the courtroom? Yeah. And then Lori got the courtroom for Wednesday, and then there was no court Wednesday. And so I worked again. That's right. And so there was, but she did go to court on Wednesday when there was no jury. There was court. It was just, they were working on putting all the jury instructions together. And so it was kind of boring, she said, but she did go. You did go, Lori. And then um, Thursday was jury instructions, closing arguments, and the start of deliberations. And I was supposed to leave Wednesday night. I'm like, oh, heck no, I'm not going anywhere. Change my flight, add on, to my room. And I was lucky they let me stay in my same room, everything. I didn't have to move. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they started deliberating. And at about 5:00, they ordered pizza for them. And I'm like, oh, good, they're going to keep going. And then like at 7, they went home for the night. So we were like, oh man, and then we came back early Friday morning because there was no tickets for the courtroom on Friday, nothing. It was first come, first serve. So I just figured, because I guess they were in the overflow. There was no overflow either. So I just figured it was going to be wrapped around the block, because I live in California and here things get wrapped around the block, like the simplest of things. So, I got up, my eyes opened up at 4 a.m, but I had to work for 4 hours, but I was able to work it out because I had a bunch of charting to do from the calls I made earlier in the week. So I just worked for a little bit, got in that line really early, and just worked until I put my 4 hours in that I do on Friday. So it worked out perfect because I don't work all day on Fridays. Then they brought us into the courtroom, and we just sat and hung out. And Larry was awesome. He works the room. He thanks people for being there. He passes out lifesavers. He's such a nice guy, like friendly, appreciative, kind, and welcoming, very much so. So he was great. I talked to Kate a little bit by the elevators, and then at one point she was walking by me, but I called into Web Sleuths yesterday while we were waiting for the verdict. We were all there. I'm hungry. We're hungry. I'm not losing my seat. No way, no how. I ran back to the hotel to check out, ran back again. Holly took me, and we just sat there and waited. And I was like, shoot, I got a plane to catch yesterday. And we just nothing was happening. Nothing. Nate was there, Justin Lum, Lauren from Hidden True Crime, and nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, we were just kind of in our own little world. And one of the ladies that works in the court comes in and she says, there's a verdict. And this was at 11:45. And there will be, it will be read at 12:45. So I'm like, where's the prisoner? So they had to bring the prisoner from the jail there. And it was so quiet. It was all relaxed in the morning. Like the first day was really pretty tense waiting for the jury. And then we're like, oh, womp, womp, go home. And then on Friday, it was kind of chill. We were just sort of chilling, talking, tweeting, whatever. And then when she walked in and she said, it'll be read in an hour, boom, like all the reserved seats started filling up. The entire police departments that worked on this case were there. There were probably 20, 25 police officers in there, I would say. Am I over exaggerating at all? Yeah, you could hear a pin drop. And it was an hour, and it was like tick, 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 hours going by, And it was so quiet, and more and more people were able to come. Whoever was outside or wherever, they came back in and they got their seat, and I wasn't going to move my butt out of my seat. No way. I'm like, I don't care if I have to go to the bathroom. I'm not moving. And So hi, loose can. Um, uh, Sorry, I'm just scroll back on the thing. So it was just so weird. And then everybody was there. Lori's attorneys were there. They were sitting at the table. Uh, John Thomas, his daughter and her boyfriend had been there all week. They sat in the front row. They were there every day, supporting her dad. And I, I Lori's uncle was there a couple of the days. I didn't see him there yesterday. I finally saw Kresha yesterday for the first time after the verdict. Kresha is, if you don't know who Kresha is, she's Uncle Charles was her uncle, and she's JJ's aunt. Oops, what is that? Okay, so, but nobody was there for Lori. Lori had nobody, and I'm really kind of bothered. Oh, you called me Lori. That's okay. We got our Lori day. I'll just say you're talking about her instead of bad Lori. Um, so where was I? So nobody was there for Lori. Nobody. Lori's all on her own, man. We did hear somebody did say, and I don't know who did we hear this from, that Janice does talk to Lori at least once a week. Oh, somebody was talking to the uncle about that. Was it Holly or was it Lori? Who was that? And I mean, it's your kid, right? So we were Lori and I were talking about it like it had to be just superficial conversations, like, "Hi, how's the weather over there?" Da, 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 da. Like, what can you talk about? I mean, and I honestly believe Lori thought she was going to be acquitted. The way she behaved the entire time during the witnesses and all that other stuff that was going on, she was just like literally, I said, like another day at the office, like, oh, la, 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 and writing a little note and showing it to her lawyers and talking and smiling and chit chat, chit, 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 you know, and oh, you heard it from law enforcement that they talk weekly. Thank you, Lori. Um, so being a goddess could be lonely, right? And so back to yesterday. Feels like a million years ago already. It was you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. And Lori walked in. She was wearing like a black blazer and a shirt that kind of went up here, but it was like black, like fancy, like lacy, right from here, like almost to the cleavage part, and then a black blazer. And she was okay at first. When she first sat down, she seemed a little more nervous than she had, or she never seemed nervous before. She seemed a little more tense. Maybe her smile wasn't quite the same as it had been the other days, but she, you know, so by that time it was quick. After that, Judge Boyce came in, the jury came in, the jury handed over the verdict. They gave it to the clerk. They said, have the defendant rise. I don't know if you saw it on TV. Um, and there was a photographer there from the Associated Press, because there has not been photography allowed in there at all, but they did have a photographer there from the Associated Press that set up right when we got the verdict. They got him there fast. I don't know. They must have him just around every corner. But they got some really good pictures zoomed in on Lori and her face, and some great pictures of Larry and Kay. So she was not happy with that verdict. She was eventually folded her arms. Then when she sat down, she sat back in her chair. And apparently, Nate Eaton said, because I didn't see all this, it was kind of chaos at that moment. He said she didn't even talk to her lawyers anymore. She got up and she booked it out of there, and she seemed very angry. Our Lori said she seemed really mad too. I think you might have had a little better view of her face than I did because our Lori was over here, and she was like right in front of, straight ahead would have been Lori, and I was a little to the Lori's left. So she just thought she was, yeah, I think she thought she was going to be left free. She's been pretty spoiled in the past. She looked like she was going to her own funeral. She looked like she wanted to kill the jury. Yeah, exactly. And there's a Lori. That's another Lori. Hi, Lori. Yeah, you had a great view of her face. You were in the seat I was in the day before. Or yeah, the day before. So she realized she had been dethroned for sure. So and I never asked for donations or anything, but if anybody wants to help fund my trip that I just took up there, because I extended it and was a lot more above my budget than I had planned to spend, to bring you the content and everything, that would be great, with a super sticker, a PayPal, a link. There's links. Nightbot just gave you a link to my PayPal if you'd like. And no pressure, nothing, but a little crowdfunding would be really helpful. So, Lori Day, I am going to change my handle to TVDL, the very good Lori. Yeah, the very GL, the very good Lori. Yeah, your D should be a G. Janice has had a lot of loss in her life. If you think about the newborn Laura that they had, Lori had a sister before she was born that died as an infant. Then Stacy, Melanie Boudreaux Pulowski's mom, passed away. And then she wound up losing Alex. And now she's pretty much lost Lori, because Lori and her grandchildren now, dead. So, I can't imagine being in her shoes. And as far as like the testimony that I really think did Lori in was Summers, when she said, "You were on the beach dancing." And Lori said, "Well, months later." And Rob Wood pointed out that is a confession. That is and you think of it, it really is. Months later. So that means she knew that her kids have been gone for 2 months by that point, right? In the backyard. What am I supposed to do? Just be sad? I need a life. Lori is truly, I kept saying she's not crazy, but she is. But she's not delusional. Well, she is delusional. But she's not like, I'm going to take meds and be better kind of person. Like, whatever's in her head is her reality. And her reality is she was doing something for the greater good. Now, I thought Jim Archibald's closing statement was, I tried not to laugh, was funny. He ripped Chad inside out, backwards, upside down, and it was funny. He called his books crap, stupid. He's ugly. Like, why would she pick this guy for money over Charles? Chad only makes $20,000 a year, and Charles was making $500,000 a year. And Charles, basically he said, Charles was a good looking guy and handsome and rich, and Chad's a poor, ugly nobody. But the way he said it was, you guys, if you listen to it, I'm sure you heard it by now because you can hear it. But I was just like, oh my God, I need to listen to that again, because I was like, oh. But apparently Lori did not know that he was going to rip Chad up like that. And there was, I guess, the overflow room has a streaming of the courtroom, but it's not streamed outside to the world, just an overflow room. So I was told by somebody that was in the overflow room, what happened was they left the camera on after Jim Archibald's, when we all went on recess. The camera was on Lori for a while, and they were able to see her getting really upset about Jim Archibald's closing arguments. And she was crying and so she was pissed. She was really pissed. Yes, Nate said it too. Lori had also talked to somebody, the very good Lori. So you got the bad Lori, Lori Daybell, and then you got the good Lori, Lori Hellis, and then you got the very good Lori because she's mine, Lori Day. She has to introduce herself to people. They're like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Well, my name's Lori Day." And they're like, "What?" She's like, "I didn't make it up. I promise." So kind of funny coincidence. And they never called Lori Daybell. They called her Lori Vallow. And I know if I was a Vallow, I'd be like, can we have her name back now? Could you just not? But like Kresha says, if you put in the for CEO SEO, like to get your videos and your content shared, you got to say Lori Vallow hashtags and stuff. So you prove she proved her, with her driver's license that that was really her name and she wasn't making up. That's hilarious. Yes, and Lori's parents helped make her and Alex the way they were again. Listen to her cousin Megan's interview. They didn't even fly home from vacation in Hawaii when their other daughter was dying. Yeah, that's awful. That's really awful. I mean, like I know it's really hard to watch somebody die, but the person dying deserves their people around them. As hard as it is for you, nobody should die alone. That's why we have death doulas too now, because it's important. People should be with you when you die. So that is terrible. Tylee died on your birthday. So yeah, September 9th. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, thank you, Francie. I really, really, really appreciate that. That will help. Thank you very much. That pays for my ride back from the hotel to the airport yesterday. So thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. And well, I was pleasant. Oh, what was I going to say? I was pleasantly surprised about the area. It seems very safe, very nice. There's super cute little trendy places. I went with, oh, by the way, just a shout out, Annie Elise, 10 to Life, her producer, writer, Lindsay was there. We spent time with her the whole time. So nice, super helpful, gave me a lot of little tricks of the trade and help for video editing and all that kind of stuff. And her and I went out the other night, the night that the verdict was, or the jury went home, so Thursday night, to a little cute place called Bellavino. I have to look it up. It is the cutest little restaurant slash wine bar. And when you go in there, they have 400 wines on tap, all kinds of different wines. And you put like we put $20 on a card, and you swipe the card, and then you you can taste the wine and do tasting. And so like you could do like a $2 pour, which is like this much to taste, or $4, or a regular pour. If you like it, you can go back and get it. So we did that for a little bit and had a little food and talked. And she's really awesome. And she does a ton of help with Annie Elise's channel, and she was there for her. So, my sister went to court on Kauai to see Lori Dunbar, haha, because I told her to. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Go. Everybody should see Lori in court. Now, they are going to prosecute her. She's going to be extradited. As a matter of fact, today, I got a ton of the Vine link alerts just a little bit ago for Lori. I got a bunch. June 7th, 9 a.m., Fremont County Courthouse. May 23rd at 9 a.m., Fremont County Courthouse. May 24th, 9 a.m. So I don't know. All this must be just the stuff that she needs to face in order to get extradited and to get sentenced, I suppose. 5/18. So the 18th, there's a court date for her, which would be the soonest on here. At 9 a.m. at Fremont County Courthouse. Let's hope Judge Boyce can let down his guard a little bit about all the secret squirrel stuff now. I think he should relax at this point. Hopefully they'll televise Chad. Yeah, you should go to the sentencing. That would be great. I'm not going to, I liked Boise, and I would come back again to visit, and I'll definitely go if Chad goes to trial. John Pryor was in there in the court a lot of the time. I saw him. He was watching everything. And if he's smart, I mean, I don't even know they'll give Chad a plea deal at this point, because Chad, if they were going to give Chad a plea deal, I probably would have said Chad needed to do it before Lori's verdict came down, because there's so much more against Chad, and he still has the death penalty on the table. So I think that if they convicted Lori on everything, they'll convict Chad on everything, like easy peasy. The kids are in his backyard, for goodness sake. The raccoon text, the fire pit, Tammy dying, being murdered, lying about her, she just was in bad shape. She wasn't doing good. She hates doctors. Meanwhile, she has tramadol for what? Some problem with her wrist. So pretty sure she went to the doctor to get that. I'll be there as the journalist for Left Undone. Hey, yeah, the more the merrier. I'll take some more journalists. I did. You mean for the verdict? I didn't see him in there for the verdict. Did anybody? I don't know. It was crazy though. It got really packed in there, and there were even people standing. And they brought the alternates back in. Everybody says there were 5 alternates there. The other one did come in and sat right in front of us, the 6th. I'm pretty sure that was the other alternate, right, Lori? Right, very good, Lori. I'm gonna go turn Dateline on for my mom in a little bit, because she's confused about where the heck I went and why. But she knows about this case because she knows I do this, and she knows I've been following it. But I told her, that you got to watch Dateline. And other people that don't know that I've been following this case or anything about this case are asking me on my Facebook, because I'm like, Lori Vallow guilty. And they're like, why are you connected to this? I'm like, connected by accident, because I have a podcast and a YouTube channel. Leighton, working for Kathy was a great opportunity for journalists. I met everyone. She did. She met everyone. Holly was working the room, man. She did. She met everyone, and she did a really good job. And she plugged my show when she got on the news and stuff. So that was very nice. She will be at the women's prison where I live after sentencing. It will take months to a year to extradite her. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure they're going to work on that pretty fast. I think she has to be sentenced before they can extradite her. And sentencing will be in about 3 months. So I don't think it'll be a year, but that's just my guess. I don't really know anything. I have so much energy right now. I'm energizing. Maybe because I slept in my own bed last night, and I'm so relieved that we were able to go there. And it was very much an experience. If you ever get to go to the court and see Lori, it's worth seeing for sure. It's really super interesting. I rewatched the verdict this morning. I noticed a reaction on Lori. I had to watch it again to make sure. Was it her? Because she sulked. Oops. I started following the case in 2019. I do understand that a lot has changed. How do you feel about Melanie Gibb at this point? I think Melanie Gibb stepped out of it just in time to not be in trouble herself. I think she was getting real sucked in with these people and their beliefs. I bet Lori gets fangirl mail from guys who are hot for her. Lori Day, didn't you find something that she's already getting? Creepy weirdo mail from people? Yeah, I'm glad she saw the light too. Surprised to see me at the court? I literally start Sunday morning. I booked my flight to fly out Sunday night. And to get from Palm Springs Airport to Boise, and last minute was crazy. I had to fly from Palm Springs to Seattle, Seattle to Salt Lake to Boise. It took freaking forever. And then, of course, my flight was much better coming back home, because it was Boise to Los Angeles to Palm Springs. Los Angeles to Palm Springs. Wheels up 8 o'clock. Touchdown 8:31. Just didn't even fly high. Just went. That was awesome. I wish they had one where my kids are in Orange County. I'd fly back and forth all the time. Oh. I just made a funny comment about one guy with the sign that would be her pen pal. Oh, okay. I thought there was already something. I didn't read that. I didn't click on it. So I was like, what? Because of course, my flight was late yesterday, so I got home a little late. Wait, this keeps moving right when I'm putting. Melanie watched the coverage on purpose so she couldn't testify. Oh, absolutely. And did you hear Kay? Kay literally said, we still got Charles and Brandon. So I think she dropped a big fat hint that somebody's going to go down for Brandon's shooting. And who's left for that? Lori, Chad. Alex is dead. We can't put anything on him. I was surprised how much they put in about Charles' murder in this case, for sure. A lot of people thought that possibly they'd get hung up on Tammy, because she was in Hawaii. She wasn't there. There's a lot of evidence against Alex and Chad, but not a lot on Lori. There's no text messages, I guess, that said, let's kill the kids. They pointed that out a lot. Let's go kill them. Let's kill my kids. Let's kill Tammy. There's nothing like that in text messages, but they're stupid. I'm glad they're as stupid as they are. I mean, okay, I still can't get over the fact that you're murdering people and burying them in your own yard while your wife is still alive before you murder her. And you have kids that live at home. What? Like, they're just stupid. Thank God. Thank God they're stupid. Yes. So there is an article that said that plan to charge Lori and Brandon's case. News Nation did an interview with her uncle. News Nation did an interview with her uncle and Annie Cushing at the same time, and it seemed awkward. Oh, really? I didn't see that. I'll have to see that. That was last night, right? Because I didn't see much last night. The plane I was on had no Wi-Fi. Both of them. They took the little 50-seater plane. I guess not a lot of people go from Boise to Los Angeles, and Los Angeles to Palm Springs. Obviously, it's a commuter kind of flight, but she also did not say, let's not kill the kids. Good point. The prophet grave digger thought he was sneaky. Yeah, he did. But he's a dummy. I don't know. He's such a whatever. I hope he goes to trial. I mean, I know it's a lot of work for them, but they already got their witnesses, and the case, it's like a repeat version with more against Chad. Oh, and they pointed out, Jim Archibald was like, I hope that a mother's hair is on their child. But Rob Wood came back in his rebuttal and he said, that hair wasn't on the child. That hair was on the duct tape that taped the child to the bag. So, all right, Ruby, have a good one. Bye. We have another year. Yeah. Let me look back at your comments. Don't worry, cheat a weasel out. Again, looking back at comments. So I have the statements. Let's see which one this one is. This is the statement. Lori Vallow's family and the family of her sister, Summer Shiflett, have issued a joint statement after she was convicted. Let me find it. We want to thank each person that has offered kindness, support, and prayers on behalf of our family and the other victims' families. That support is deeply felt and appreciated. We sincerely appreciate the time and dedication of the jury in this case. We also appreciate all the time and effort that dedicated law enforcement, attorneys, and Judge Boyce has taken to educate this case. how do you say? We acknowledge countless hours put into this case and also time away from their families. We thank you. We fully accept the determined decision in our justice system. We understand this is just one step towards justice for the beloved victims in the case. Despite today's verdict, we are left with our grief and sorrow over the loss of Tylee and JJ, who are irreplaceable. Our family will always feel this loss and will never be the same. We will continue to honor their memories to the best of our ability. We send our deepest sympathy to Tammy's family and Charles' family, who have also been devastated by the loss of Tammy and Charles, who are also irreplaceable. We share your grief and our heartfelt prayers for healing for all who have been hurt by these horrific crimes. We hope this outcome can offer you a measure of peace and comfort. We will continue to firmly put our faith in Jesus Christ and seek for his mercy and grace. Shh. I just lost my place because Percy decided to bark at the door. For all involved, Summer Shiflett testified against her sister, and we know that. I think that was the biggest, hugest damning part for Lori was Summer's testimony recording. And I do feel for his kids. Of course, they're going to stand by their father, but I don't know if they've seen the autopsy report. I don't think they should stand by their father. If my father killed my mother, I would be like, you deserve to fry. I am actually disgusted that they're standing by him and not their mother. They didn't even show up to court for their, their dad wasn't on trial. They couldn't go in there and show up to watch Lori be accused, be on trial for the murder, conspiracy to commit murder of their mother. So I'm really, they've been weird though. When I first started following this case, Emma's husband was an asshole to me. Like, can I say asshole? But anyway, he was. And he was in my DMs and he was saying really crappy stuff. And he was just a jerk. While in the meantime, those kids were buried in that backyard. And there's just too much, So and I feel like they're just as brainwashed or just as in Chad's belief system as Lori was. And I don't know. I just do not have, I don't feel bad for them. I mean, I don't, because their mom, my BFF, right? For real. He was a jerk. I should try to see if I can still have those screenshots that I took of his jerky comments and stuff. What, Leighton? I was not calling Annie awkward. Sorry, I meant to say that her being interviewed with Lori's uncle must have been awkward, given Lori's history with Joe. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Oh yeah, Mother's Day, Susan Morphew. Mm-hmm. Again, never found. Stacy Cox death is creepy, suspicious. Okay, yeah. I think she did. I really do. I think she killed Joe Ryan. I think she had something to do with it, or she got Alex, her little puppet. They're saying that Alex had some kind of brain injury, so he's missing some thought process in his brain. Would they say like his brain is trapped like a 16-year-old or something? I can't remember how they worded it, but he had a bad accident at some point. And so if that is true and he wasn't clear anymore, Lori did take advantage of him big time. Yeah, I agree. You can love someone. Right. They can still love their dad, but I just think that they should have been in court for their mom. They should have been there to watch Lori get found guilty for their mom. Didn't Emma's husband offer compost? There was something about that. And there was brain injury. Okay, so he was in an accident at 16, and there was so he had a traumatic brain injury. And I do have patients sometimes with TBIs, and they're kind of forgetful. They're a little off. sometimes, sometimes therapy and they come all the way back. So the journey to justice popping in and visiting San Diego. Is it nice in San Diego today? I'm sure it is. I would bet it is. It's beautiful here. It's hot. Um, I took too many coats to Boise, though. I brought a coat and a jacket, and so I never put the coat on, and I dry that thing around the whole time. But it was cold in the mornings. It was really cold, and in the it rained at the beginning of the week. Let's see. Lori Landry's murder in Mansfield. Talk about. I missed that. Put his father away for life for killing his mom. I'm not super familiar with that one. Talks about how he helped put his father away life for killing his mom. Do you think the kids were worried about being harassed by the press? Maybe, but you don't have to stop and talk to the press. And the press there wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't like paparazzi press. I mean, they're all there. They're very nice. They're walking around. If somebody doesn't want to talk to them, they're not going to talk. They might have been concerned about that, but I can tell you for a fact they would have been able to come there and avoid, the press. They might have had their pictures taken here and there when they were outside. They might have had the microphone towards them and say no comment, but there was enough ways to get in and out of there and stuff with help if they would have asked to not have to be displayed to the press. I really believe so. I feel like the court, everybody there was super nice, super accommodating. The bailiffs, the security, everybody, the people that work in the court, everybody was so nice and accommodating. I feel like they could have asked for some help to avoid that, and they would have been fine. Personally, as a mother, I feel Chad's Daybell children are very disrespectful. However, I do know in their culture, the man is lead, and he brainwashed him. I believe that they're brainwashed. I believe they don't want to believe that their dad would have done this. And I believe they say that he was framed by Lori. But if he was framed by Lori, why not go to Lori's trial and be like, you framed my dad, you piece of poo, Right? I mean, when they were on, what were they on? 48 hours or something? Like, Emma's like, yeah, she did a whole interview. They all did. And they flat out are saying that Lori and Alex framed their dad. So why not go to court and watch her fry? At least show up for the verdict. I don't know. I'm being judgy, but my parents weren't murderers. So as far as I know, they don't show for Chad. I feel like that is a problem. Now that I would probably think, yes. But again, I still think if they show up for Chad, they're there to support him, not their mom, which I think is crap. Oh, hi. Yay. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Emma Daybell standing up for her father all the way to the end, and most likely Garth too. However, the other three are wild cards. Yeah, I agree with that too. And I can't remember what the other daughter's name is, but she seemed very hurt. She was crying a lot in that 48 hours interview. Didn't say a whole lot. So I'm sure it's very confusing. I can't say all of them, but I still think as a team of siblings, they should have been there. My question with Tammy's murder is, if Garth was there, what was he hiding? Yeah, that was weird too. Chad's kids are so brainwashed, in my opinion. He is still using them to do his work on the outside to continue preparing for the end times in the 443, 990. Right. Let's see. Hi. 2020 or 48 hours. So yeah, but that's why you go to court, to see what the evidence is, right? Oh, I don't know. That's just my opinion. So, everybody, like I said, I talked to Chanley Painter. She was super nice. She couldn't be there yesterday, which was a bummer because she had been there the whole time. Um, Gigi from Pretty Eyes and Lies and Alibis was great. Very nice and friendly and knowledgeable and smart. And Nate, I didn't get to talk to Justin Lum. I'm trying to think who else was there, but it was a very nice group of people to spend a week with. It was. I found the YouTube link for the Daybell children interview. It was from 48 Hours. Thank you. I can't play it because 48 Hours will ding me and copyright strike me. 48 Hours Dateline will copyright strike if you take any of their content for any reason. They just. I thought you'd like Gigi. Yeah, she's a good person. I like her. I did like her. She talked to us a lot. Would have been I would have liked to have. I just felt like everything was so rushed and everybody was so busy. But it would have been nice to go out with some of these people and just have dinner or coffee or something. Would have been nice. Glass of wine. I only drink my wine when I'm social, so it was a nice social setting. I could have had another couple of glasses of wine. We did enjoy it though. We went to a couple nice places to eat. It was good. It was really good. I saw Lauren several times. She was busy doing her lives and everything, but yes, she was there. And Justin Lum was able to help her get a ticket to the courtroom on Thursday. So that was really nice. It was really busy. I felt like it was like, let's go here. Let's do this. Okay, now we got to eat something real quick. And like yesterday, was it Thursday? We were going to go get something to eat and we got caught in the interview stuff and everything. So I'm just glad that part's over. We wrapped it up. No, Lori Hellis's daughter's wedding is this weekend. Poor timing for her, for sure. So she was gone. I didn't get to meet her. She was gone the whole time. Everybody looks a little different in person too. It's really interesting. I feel like everybody looks I think everybody looks even better in person. So, which is weird. I feel like you'd look better on TV than in person, but everybody looked great. Healthy. Larry did get sick and they had to call paramedics for him. Tuesday, I saw the stretcher in the hallway. He did refuse, I guess, to go. Gigi was like, I think he had a panic attack. I think it was a lot for him. A lot. You could tell Larry's lost a lot of weight over this. So I hope that this will help him sort of recenter and get back to his, not feeling so stressed and anxious. And they said he was really sick and they called the paramedics for him, but he didn't go. He went back to the hotel to rest, and then he was back the other days, and he looked fine. It was good, but I'm sure this was just so freaking exhausting. Let's see. He does look frail. He does. You can tell from the beginning till now, it's taken its toll. Hardly anyone calls Daybell kids Tammy's kids. They went to Disneyland with Chad and Lori days after her death and stood up for him on TV. I hope they watch Lori's trial. I think they watch because they watch everything. They're probably watching Boo because in the beginning, they popped in a lot and said not so nice things to me because they didn't want any of this out there. They were trying to do damage control from the beginning on channels that were following it from the get-go. But we didn't leave. We just kept following. As a probation and parole officer, we only got 2 weeks to complete a pre-sentence investigation, no matter how high profile the case is. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. 2 weeks. Whew. That kind of stinks. That's a lot in 2 weeks. That's like major overtime going on. I hope the next year will give him the opportunity to build his strength for Chad's trial. Yeah, and I honestly think that convicting Lori was just so big. And I can't imagine with all that evidence against Chad that another jury would ever go opposite. Yeah, saw the jury. We did. We saw the jury. By the end, I think it was 7 men and 5 women. The foreman was the person I thought was going to wind up being the foreman. I don't know why. I just got that sense. I had the sense. I I don't know if it's my nursing instinct or what, but I I get a sense about people, and just being in the same room with Lori, I was like, can you believe we're just sitting here in the room with a woman that murdered her children, a murderer right there, murderer for a fact, murderer right there, you know? So it just kind of blows your mind when you think about it. Like, what the heck? And we're supposed to feel bad for her. I don't feel sorry for her. And I'm actually, now I'm like, oh, now I'm going to even say worse things about her, because I can't wait I will go to Arizona for the Charles trial, because it's literally a 4-hour drive. I can go back and forth. So I will definitely. And I have a lot of friends in Arizona, and my ex-husband's whole family's over there. So I used to be based in Phoenix when I was a flight attendant back in the day, and I have a ton of people that I still know that live out there. So I will definitely go to that one. Lori, I'm going to see you in court again. I will be there with bells on. I don't know if you can wear bells, but yeah. I love how I love how the crowd started "We Will Rock You" when Kane Larry came out. Oh, that was so nice. And they were right there. I got that on camera. That was awesome. So, Larry had been playing that "We Will Rock You" on his iPad, and he says one of JJ's favorite songs, and blah, blah. So when they came out after the verdict, the crowd that was out there, and everybody started singing "We Will Rock You." It was very nice. Very nice. Great moment. When the police officers came out, my camera got turned around. All of a sudden, I'm like, can't turn around. It turns around when I didn't need it to. And all the police officers came out, and they were like, they just walked down and turned right and left. But I think some of the media went after them, but they can't really talk because they're still witnesses for Chad. So there's not much they can say. Do you think news media is going to go to court Monday and get as much evidence from trial since we couldn't see it? You mean the FOIA documents and stuff? All the FOIA for the trial? I don't know. Maybe. They probably will. I would think they would try to get whatever they can. Kay looks great. She does. She looks great. She looks healthy. She looks really good. She does. She's tiny. She looks good. Yeah, Nate, I saw that. Nate did chase them down, but said they are witnesses still. But at that, those police officers being there, I talked to one of them and I said, you guys did such a good job with this case. And he was like, it was tough. It was a tough one. I mean, I can imagine in every way it was tough. The subject matter, everything, every part of it. And how complicated. Why would you? What can you? Yeah, but you'd have to. You can go to the courthouse for what? To get the FOIA documents? No, she's short. She's about my height. I think I'm 5'4". I think we're pretty close to the same. Yeah. Isn't that funny how you picture people one way and they're different? I actually pictured Lori Daybell as being taller than she is too. Vallow Daybell. And she's very thin. Like her frame is very small. Melanie G, Melanice, and Zulema have some splaining to do. Yeah. Rob Wood used their testimony a lot in his closing arguments. He did. He was like, you heard Melanie Gibbs say this. You heard David Warwick. You heard Zulema. You heard April Raymond. You heard what they said. I can't believe there would be anyone left who wasn't familiar with the Chad situation by the time he goes to trial. He's going to strike a deal. I would think he'd be smart to strike a deal. And I think the prosecution may go along with it. I mean, I know they're going to win. I don't know, but unless they got some crazy jury, but I trust the justice system. I really do. When you watch it in action, I'm like, oh man, it is good. This is a good system. Getting 12 people to look at the evidence and agree. It's good. And I sat on, like I keep saying this, but I sat on a jury one time, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I hope these people are thinking like I do. And then we went to deliberate. It was like, oh, thank goodness. So I would like to know that too. I think that she was involved in stuff, and that could still be brought against her. Not sure exactly which part and what she was off the hook for, but yeah. I think if they give him the opportunity, he'd be really stupid not to. And I think he's not as La La Landy as Lori. I think his is about his ego and wanting everybody to think he's some special prophet. And all that has gone down the toilet. Like that one text about when he was telling Lori he wants to work on his abs and get tan and grow his hair. I'm like, ooh, I don't think you really have it in you. But she did make his hair look a little better for a while there when they were in Hawaii. Yeah. I mean, that is just horrible. The thought that Melanice was planning to kill her babies is sick. Now, I wonder if she's going to get charges in the Brandon case. I'm really curious. If I were her, I'd be biting my nails right now, especially after Kay said that about Brandon's shooting yesterday. I agree. Chad, it's time. Yeah, Chad, he knows he's nothing. Him and his storm. That storm's not going to see anything for a long time, ever, hopefully. Storm is so weird. Why'd they? They're weird. I mean, and it was so funny because when they were talking about all that stuff in court, Gigi was like, I would have pled guilty just for them not to air all my dirty laundry like this. I mean, because it is like when you think about it, could you imagine, have you had any romantic conversations with anybody in your past or anything? And then it came to court and they had to like put it on the screen. Like, can you imagine? Oh my God, it would have been so embarrassing. Or he didn't seem embarrassed about that, but at least Dilemma cooperated with prosecutors. Melanie wouldn't even abide by a basic exclusionary order. True. Melanie Gibbs, or Melanice, she's a piece of work. She's a little swindler. I can't believe Ian wants to stay with her. I mean, I know they have a kid together now, but she's a manipulator. She's definitely she did that on purpose. Oh yeah, I watched the trial. You saw her, right? When she came in. Yeah. So let's see. Lori framed him for S.A. Tiley. Then Alex would help Lori for life insurance if Joseph plus Tiley was turning 18 and would get a lump sum insurance. Lori would get it. Yeah. He can't win. He doesn't think he's going to win. Are you kidding me? Anybody with a brain I'm sure the guy's smart. He's not going to win. And he knows it. He knows it. Especially after watching this. If he's a good lawyer, he's going to tell Chad, you know what? The gig's up, man. And Nate Eaton did say, Lord, he was informed of the verdict. Right. His job, Pryor's job, is to protect our Constitution. Idaho Mom Reports says this all the time, and she's right. Holly's right. Those defense attorneys are here to protect everyone, the Constitution of the United States. They aren't there to get somebody off. They're there to show reasonable doubt and make sure that it is a fair trial. It's not really about, oh, I believe you. They don't believe that they're innocent. Are you kidding me? And even Archibald, when he was interviewed one point, when he was walking out in the court a couple weeks back, when they got the death penalty off the table, he said that's huge for a defense attorney to get the death penalty off the table. And I said, that is Lori's win right there. Not the fact that she thought she could get, in her own crazy mind, get exonerated, but the fact that they got the death penalty off the table, she should take that win. And that could be the spotlight. These people like the spotlight. I think Lori was loving the spotlight up until she got found guilty. She didn't want that. I really believe she thought she was going to walk out of that courtroom yesterday. That's why she had her prettiest clothes on. But they didn't handcuff her like they do most of the people. Francie had pointed that out. Like, usually when they say you're guilty, they put the handcuffs on you and bye-bye. I don't know. I don't know. I know Arizona is a pretty conservative state and they're not going to mess around, but I don't know if she could get the death penalty there. I'm not sure. Anybody know Arizona? What are the chances of opening Joe's case again? I've signed Annie's petition, but I don't know what's going on with it. I just don't think they're going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, they didn't have a real good autopsy. He was on certain medications. I just don't think it's going to be worth their money and time to do it. It'd be nice, but I don't think they're going to be able. I don't think they're going to bring it. But I'd be happy if they did. Believe me. Melanie's even brought her child to the police interview. Yep. So there was a distraction. She's no better than her mommy, Aunt Lori. I hope they nail her too. I know that was the hardest thing to listen to on those recordings was that kid in there and Melanie being distracted. And she did that on purpose. That is Melanie's being manipulative again. What? 1 out of your 4 kids you couldn't get a babysitter for? Come on, lady. Let's see. If Alex were alive, he would have taken the murder charges and Lori and Chad would take the rest. Yeah. I mean, it's probably good for Alex that he's dead. I don't know. Maybe not. Hopefully he's burning somewhere. Let's see. Okay. So is there anything else that I wanted to cover? Anything else you want to cover? And again, if you guys want to help me afford that last trip, that would be great. In any way, pay for a lunch, dinner, buy me a coffee, anything. There's super thanks, super chat, super whatever, PayPal, all that stuff. Let's see. I think you think so too, Holly. You think she's going to go down? I mean, I'd be surprised if they went through with prosecuting her on that, just based on everything, money and evidence. I just don't know what evidence they would really have on that, except for the fact that pretty much if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Melanie P with her baby at the police station playing the poor innocent mom. Come on, we all have kids, right? Find a sitter. Yep, I agree. That was a big game. He was right. Just like her game was when she said, "Oh yeah, I watched the trial because, my ex-husband and I have to watch and see what he says." What? No. So weird. She's just a weirdo. She's going to I honestly think Melanie P should wind up have to go on trial for that with Brandon stuff. Conspiracy, attempted murder. I don't think Arizona will go for the death penalty. It could be like Casey Anthony, where the prosecution charged too high and she got off. Yeah, that could be too. That's another thing they really have to prove. The case is more involved when you go for that. Oh, everything went to. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, PLM. I really appreciate the donation. After the West verdicts, are you going to take a break or is there another trial on the horizon for you? I don't know. What should we do? I would like to follow another trial. Oh, Noah McIntosh, you guys, that one. If it goes to trial, it's right here. Well, not like an hour from me, but I've been a big advocate on that one. And I was talking to people, the court TV people and the long crime people yesterday. I'm like, are you guys following Noah McIntosh? Because it's such a sick case. He was tortured. It's supposed to go to trial. Well, the pre-trial hearing is next week, I think. And it's supposed to go to trial. And as the mom made a plea deal, and so her sentencing keeps getting pushed back because he hasn't had a trial. But I believe it's a death penalty case, and he tortured and murdered his son. There's all kinds of evidence against him, and CPS calls after calls after calls reported on him, and CPS doing nothing. And there was a lawsuit against Riverside County CPS based on that. So, yes, I did. I did too on Noah McIntosh. His dad, let's see if I can find, just so you can see an article. McIntosh. Bryson Jilly, people of the state of California. Here it is. Let me share. Sorry, I have my other screen over here. Let me share. I'll show you. And Lori and I would like to go to that case. See, I need to quit my day job, you guys, so I can do all this. This would be so much more interesting and important. Okay, so here is I can't see to open this up. So so this is people of the state of California versus Bryce Daniel McIntosh and Jillian Marie Godfrey. So it started back in 2019. So it's even gone longer than this case. And it is going to, let's see, I think I can do this. See what the case status is going on here. Follow case. I think this follow a case, though, it has to be sorry, I'm trying to find where I found that. Where is the case? Follow criminal. No. Criminal. Where did. Modify court order media request. So I think this is the one I was talking about, you guys, like, as far as like the media request for this case. What is happening? I can see this. I am blind, even with my glasses on. Okay, I'm zooming in. So this is the media request. Photographs, video, and audio recording shall be allowed only while the court is in session. They shall be one designated pool video camera allowed. There shall be only one designated pool audio feed allowed. Okay, so they are going to let cameras in here. And I did see that one of these was filed by Law and Crime. And then I got to go back though, because I want to show you court orders for the media. I just want the high interest cases. This one. So this is a big case in California. I'm just trying to get the case status though. And I saw it the other day. Case status, go on the online services page of the court website. Okay, here's where. And then court criminal, follow a case. It's not follow a case though, because they make you pay for that one. It's another one. Oh, here, public access. Here we go. No, I don't want to log in. Criminal cases. Okay. Case number. That's what I want. Okay. Finally. Oh, goodness. Seriously? Did I copy the wrong thing? I gotta get the case number again. Sorry, I thought I had the case number up here. Bryce McIntosh case number. Okay. It is RIF. There's two case numbers here. Yep. I'm getting somewhere, I promise. Okay, this is them. Can you see that? And so Jillian is the mom. She has a plea deal from everything I can tell here, because they keep pushing her sentencing back. And she is out of jail. She's not in jail. So his charges are willful child cruelty, and murder. Okay. They moved it again. Next hearing, July. No, is that for Jillian? Nope, that's for him. They keep moving it. This case is taking. You guys thought Vallow's taking forever. This one. Okay, trial readiness conference now is July. And her sentencing is now pushed to July. So, and they keep pushing hers back. Thank you, Lori, for sharing the thing. Bail is $1 million. He's in custody. That was filed back in March of 2019. And then, see, this is all these trial readiness conferences. It was it was here. Okay, yeah. See, it was supposed to be this week, and that got disposed, and then vacated. And now they moved it to July. And this has been going on for so many years now. So that case, but if you want to see it, but basically he tortured this poor little boy. He Noah was born with his bladder born outside his body. He had a birth defect, and they had to do surgery. So he always had an issue with his urination and had accidents. And um, so his dad would punish him, put him in ice cold water in the bathtub, handcuff him, and then he was found. He murdered him. They never found Noah's body, but they found the stuff he bought at Home Depot was like to acid and stuff to literally disintegrate the child. So awful. Arizona is a death penalty state. I figured it was. I'm just wondering if Lori could be tried there and have the death penalty on the table. Thank you, Nightbot. So, okay. So that's that one. And I am going to follow that one no matter what, even if nobody follows it with me, because it's the county I live in and it just really bothers me. And Child Protective Services, Riverside County got in big trouble based on a lot of what happened in this case. Like he sent him to school in a diaper and like a pink shirt, his sister's shirt, because he had an accident. And then the school had reported him to CPS, and CPS would be like, well, the parents didn't answer the door, so closed. It's an awful story. Governor Obbs will not allow any execution. Is that the Arizona governor? So California is the same way, but you can still get sentenced to death in California, but there's a moratorium on actually, but you never know. You may have another governor down the road that can change all that. So if people get sentenced to it, it could all change later with another administration. Okay, stop sharing that. So let's see what I missed from you guys here. It's a horrible case. So that one for sure I'm going to follow. But like I said, I did a video on it years ago, and then I did another video not too long ago on it, and I'm just going to try to keep it up to date, and I would like to go. But I did see a filing there from Law and Crime to have their cameras in the courtroom to follow it. So they probably will. And it's a big case. It'll have a lot of media presence once it goes to trial. And, because Los Angeles news stations are news stations and stuff. So they'll be there. Another case that might be difficult but fascinating is one where the ex-LDS moms say their kids have gone missing since Warren Jeffs. Oh, yeah, that's one too. And then that other case now that just started popping up about the woman that poisoned her husband, and she's up for murder, and she wrote a book about grief. That one, I'm going to follow that one. So we'll follow those for sure. And anything else you guys think? I think back life in prison without parole is better than death. Death sentence can be prolonged forever. Yeah, well, I think that's what's going to happen to Lori, right? Bye, Lori. I wonder if after it's all said and done, she's still got so much ahead of her, though. You know how they interview the prisons, like Dateline or something, ever interview her in prison? I would love to hear her interview down the road, Lori's, when they go in there and they meet with her. All right. Anything else? Let me look back, see what I missed. Okay. All righty. So we've gone more than an hour. So I'm supposed to kind of make them slow. Holly was asking the camera guy, Paul is his name, from Court TV with Chanley Painter, telling him about our show. And I guess he popped on to watch, but he said it's just really long. So I'm like, yeah, too long. I mean, I'm not that long compared to a lot of lives. Like other people go lives for hours and 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 hours. So yeah. Oh, Arizona is different on the death penalty up the jury. So anybody that's tried, the jury can decide if they're going to be sentenced to death. Oh, how fun. Beach Boys concert next weekend. So fun getting ready for that. That's weekend with Prep and Becky. Fun, fun, fun. He got to go home. Oh, hi, Paul. Hello. Everybody say hi to Paul, the cameraman for Court TV. Very nice guy. We were kind of picking his brain. You know, he was at the Depp case. He was at Murdoch. So it's interesting to talk to people that do this for a living because I think it's fascinating to be able to be there and know the ins and outs, what's going on and stuff. But I thought that was cool that he was at Johnny Depp. We follow Johnny Depp. Very, like, definitely an interesting case to follow, even though it was not a murder case, but that was really interesting to see him get justice against Amber. All right, let me see. I think we are going to wrap up. You guys can have your Saturday back, and I appreciate you. Thank you, mods. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. Lori Day, I will travel with you anytime, anywhere. You are so much fun to hang out with, and I really enjoyed spending the week with you. And Holly, that was really nice of you. Everything that you did for us before and during the time we were there. Thank you so much. Is Stacy here? I missed her. Oh, there she is. Hi. Yes, you're gonna have to catch up. Did you watch the verdict? Did you watch Lori go down? Oh, thank you very, very much, Mama. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We it's our pleasure. I'm speaking for all of us, but definitely. Oh, he also filmed the Paltrow case. Yeah, it was fun to talk to him. Really nice guy. Super nice guy. Hi, Paul. We're talking you up here. Um, and thank you. All righty. So that's it. If I think of anything else, we will go live again if anything crazy happens. But I think, or anything comes out, new about anybody else being prosecuted for Brandon or anything like that, will definitely, definitely, definitely. Obviously, Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell case is going to be on our radar for the rest of our days, between all of this. So appreciate it. Anything else? Okay, I am going to. Oh, you're very welcome, Bunda Cruz. I am going to end, and I do really, really, really appreciate you all, and thank you for all of you who have donated. I'm telling you, just helping me fund my trip that I just stayed extra long on, and hotel and stuff, and all that. So I will see you all soon, and stay safe and well. Bye.